Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Oh, it's your future happiness knocking. It's your future success knocking. Oh, you didn't know that you like door knocking? Let's change that. My name is Rachel Adams Lee, and I am a real estate agent. I'm also a coach, and I actually started my business door knocking. So in 3 years in the real estate industry, I went from a brand new agent not knowing how to do anything to a top 1,000 agent in the country for the Wall Street Journal. Now, my first year, it looked a little bit like this. I door knocked 200 doors a week, and I did 3 open houses a week for the first 8 months. Let that sink in for a minute. 200 doors a week knocking, and 3 open houses a week for the first 8 months. Now, I was able to close 39 units my first year, and then 109 the next year, and then 123. Now, I'm in my 5th year of real estate, and while I don't personally door knock all the time now, my team still does, and I wanted to share with you some of my tips and tricks that I feel made me really successful, in hopes that you might get some tips as well. Because I think for a lot of people, there's fear associated. They're like, oh, no, Rachel, I could never door knock. That's not me. That's you. I have to tell you, it absolutely could be you. But what you have to think about is, are you adding value to these people on the other side of the door? Because if you have that attitude, ugh, I'm bothering people. No one's going to want to hear from me. I'm just messing up their day. Well, guess what? Then they aren't going to want to hear from you and you are messing up their day. So what if you did just a little tweak? What if you did a little mindset tweak? What if you thought, well, gosh, a house just sold for $25,000 over asking in this neighborhood. What that means now is prices are going up in this neighborhood, and sellers, they don't even know they're sellers, but they need to know this. What if they've been wanting to buy another house? Maybe they're ready to downsize because their kids are out of the house, but they said, well, we'll just wait till the market goes up. And the market's going up, but they don't know it. Well, what if you're that real estate professional that can show them that? So the first thing, go in with a positive mindset. Know that you're adding value to these people and you're contributing to their lives. And in fact, when I started door knocking, I thought about this. If I was sitting on the other side of the door and somebody was knocking on my door, how would I want to feel? How would I want to think? And what would matter to me? Well, I would want to feel that somebody was contributing to my life. So instead of door knocking with just a one-sided flyer that says prices are going up in your neighborhood, find out how much your house is worth today. What if you door knocked with an open house flyer on one side, and on the other side, what if you had somewhere where you could watch the local fireworks for the 4th of July and you send that out in June? Or what if it's October and you're thinking, gosh, the local pumpkin patch locations are coming up. Maybe I should share that with people. This is the thing. I always door knock with something with facts, something that's hyper local for their area, and on the other side, it's something of value. Because guess what, you guys? You are their local real estate expert, which means that you know everything that's happening locally, right? And if you don't know what's happening locally, I'd like to introduce you to your best friend. And your best friend's name is Google. And you're going to become besties. And you and Google are going to find out everything happening locally in your area. I mean, if a new restaurant just came out, you could literally take your phone, go over to see Joe, who owns the new ice cream shop, and say, hey guys, Rachel Adams here with Keller Williams Realty. I just wanted to show you, this is Joe, and he just started this brand new ice cream shop. And Joe, what's your favorite flavor? Butter pecan? Butter pecan. You guys, you have to come taste this, right? So you're doing different things to be local and for everybody to know you in the area. So you're knocking, you offer something of value. Now, where are you knocking? Where are you door knocking? A lot of times people just pick an area and they haven't done the research. And I want you to be the agent that does your research. I want you to look at how many houses are being bought and sold. I want you to see how many houses are actually moving within the last 18 months. Because your time matters. And you want to make sure that it's not just a neighborhood where nobody's moving. There's no, you got to check your absorption rate. If nobody's buying or selling, then it's probably not worth you investing your time. And I also want you making sure that the price point of these homes match your goals of how much money you want to make that year. So you obviously, we all know our numbers, right? All of us know our numbers. So when you know your numbers, you know how much money you want to make, and you usually have an average price point to figure that out. Make sure the price point of where you're door knocking matches those numbers. The next thing, I want you to always think about knowing your scripts. So this is a big deal here because that will help take the fear out for you. A lot of times you're fearful of what to say when you get to a door because you don't know your scripts. And you have to remember this. if people are wanting to sell their house, they care about the net. They want to net the most money on the market. If they're looking to sell their house, well, they want to know that interest rates are low and that you can get them a great deal on a home. And so you start to get to know your script. So I'm going to give you a really awesome open house script that I love. So you knock on the door and they answer. And when someone's answering for an open house, you're worried, you feel like you're going to sell them something. You're not. Let me give you an awesome script. So they knock on the door and you answer and you say, "Hey there, my name's Rachel Adams Lee and I'm with Keller Williams Realty. I'm actually just stopping by to let you know I'm your local real estate expert, and there's going to be a little bit extra traffic in your area from 12 to 4 tomorrow. I saw your bicycle outside, and so I'm assuming you have kids, and I just want to make sure that you know we have a little extra traffic in the area. We're doing an open house right around the corner at 123 Main Street, and it's your neighbor's house. We actually are putting it on the market, and kind of good news for you, it's going for $25,000 more than they actually thought it would. So for you, that means prices are going up in your neighborhood." And then I go to hand them the flyer. Now, I stopped talking at that point. I let them know traffic and a little courtesy notice, extra traffic, right? So I'm not selling them. I'm just like, extra traffic, a little bit of a courtesy notice. So it's just me being nice and sharing with them. There's going to be some extra traffic, right? I'm going to say that a few times because I want you to really ingrain that in your head. Then the other piece is I told them prices are going up in their neighborhood. So then it's up to them to ask, "Oh, well, which house is it? Or how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms?" And I wait for them. Because another key piece to door knocking when you build rapport with someone is you want to make sure that you are using these ears right here more than you use your mouth. More than you use your mouth. You want to listen more than you actually speak. Because a lot of times we get so involved in our script and we're kind of nervous that we just bulldoze these people and we over-talk them. And all they want to do is ask some questions, but we don't give them that opportunity. And if you're too salesy and you just go to the door and you say, "Hey, there's an open house right around the corner. Just want to know if you want to come to it." No, I don't want to go to your open house because I'm not looking to sell. So you can get creative with it. I like to talk about the courtesy notice. I also like to say, "Hey, we're doing Pick Your Neighbor Day. There's an open house around the corner and the house is going for $25,000 more than the seller thought it would. So good news for you, prices are going up in your neighborhood." And then secondly, "Do you have any friends you want to move into the area as a neighbor?" And I'm like nodding my head, right? Yes, like, "Yeah, do you have any friends you want to move into the area?" And what happens when you start nodding your head? They start nodding their head. And then when I go to hand them that flyer, on one piece is going to be the information about the open house. On the other side of it is going to be something that adds value to them. Maybe there's all the local farmers markets, right? All the farmers market locations and dates that those are coming up. I mean, whatever matters in your area, that would be something to show. Maybe people are really big in, camping. So you show the 5 best local places to camp in case they want to take their family camping that summer. I mean, it really is going to be who you are and up to you to figure out your branding. I always like to think about family activities, and that's what I put on the other side of my flyer. Again, I'm adding value. I'm contributing to their lives. And by the way, I just happen to be their local real estate expert. Now, another piece to this, it's consistency. I've had people tell me they'll take my coaching program or they'll watch a video with me that talks about door knocking, and then they send me an angry message and they're like, "Rachel, it did not work. I tried door knocking and it didn't work. It didn't work." And I said, "Well, why didn't it work? How many times did you door knock?" "I door knocked for 4 hours, 2 days last week." I'm sorry, what? That's how long you did it? It took me 4 months of door knocking before I got my first lead, and my lead actually wasn't for that place where I was door knocking. It was, they had a friend who wanted to purchase somewhere else. Consistency is key here, okay? Consistency. You have to be willing to put your time in with door knocking. It is not going to happen overnight. However, I will tell you, when I was door knocking, I told you that I door knocked 200 doors a week. If I would door knock 100 doors and have 2 good real estate conversations, that was a good day for me. Because what you want to think about is you are filling up your database. You are putting people into your database who are potentially going to want to buy or sell their house. It's pretty rare that you knock on a door and someone's like, "Oh my gosh, I want to sell my house and I was just waiting for you to knock on my door." However, if you're constantly that person who's in front of them, who's offering value, who's educated on the market, who knows what's happening locally, well, you can bet when they go to buy or sell their house, they're going to think of you. Now, people ask me, when do I door knock? When is the best time to door knock? Now, I have to tell you, I like 8 to 10 in the morning to 4 to 7 p.m. at night. If I had to pick one of those, I'd tell you to do it in the evening. I mean, obviously you need to watch, lighting and everything to make sure that it's still safe for you to be out there. And I have this silly belief that if I'm going to door knock, I actually want someone to be home. Weird, right? And when I do door knock, I also always leave a flyer. So sometimes people will ask me, should I leave a flyer if I'm knocking, or just, if they don't answer, don't leave something. I'm of the belief that if I took the time to walk up to the door, I'm going to leave my marketing and my flyer for them. Now, if I'm talking to someone and I have a great conversation, I always have a few things with me. I have my flyer, I have my business cards, I have my cell phone, and I have mace. I have mace to protect me because you want to be safe, right? Now, I always have my business cards. I don't give them to everyone, and yet if I've had a good conversation, I will leave them with a business card. I always bring my cell phone because if I'm in front of a door and I have a great conversation, you can bet that as soon as I close that door, I'm taking notes. We obviously, if I have their email address and we have that conversation, I'll put down their email address and their phone number, but I'll take a picture of their house and their address, and I always, always, always send them a handwritten note, thanking them for the conversation, and I add them into my database. And my database is a 33 touch custom drip campaign that has beautiful subject lines that people are actually going to want to open. Because I don't know if you're anything like me, but the first thing I do in the morning is I go through my email, and without even reading the email, I see who I can delete. And I usually go based off the subject line and the sender. And the one thing I have to tell you is you do not want to be deletable. So what can you do to make your subject line stand out? What can you do to make sure you're not deletable? I do have a 33 touch drip campaign webinar that I did, and it's on my YouTube channel. So my YouTube channel is YouTube/Rachel Adams Lee. And you can look that up, and then it's called like 33 touch campaigns that convert. So if you want more info on that, you can definitely look that up. But I want to make sure that you're safe when you're doing this. So door knocking, you want to make sure you have your mace, you have your cell phone, you have your flyers, and you have your business card. And then the last thing is a big tip. And if any of you saw that silly little picture I posted on social media, you'll know what it is going to be. But the last piece, the most important, probably the most important part of door knocking that no one tells you, you want to wear comfortable shoes. I started door knocking with these, because heels are cute, and that's cute, right? And then I earned myself some ridiculous blisters, like ridiculous blisters. I pretty much earned scars on my heels. So instead of wearing those, wear these. Wear some tennis shoes. You can wear yoga pants or gentlemen, you can wear slacks. You could even wear jeans if you have a professional polo or something with your name tag on it. I would encourage you to door knock with your name tag. Wear comfortable shoes. You're a professional. So as long as you know your scripts, you know your dialogue, you know your objection handlers, and you come up as a professional, they're going to treat you like a professional. But if you're wearing scrubby clothes and you're like, hey, you want to come to my open house? We're selling it. Well, they're going to treat you just like that. They're going to treat you like you're unprofessional because you just approach them that way. Door knocking can be an amazing piece to add to your business. So I just want you to remember a few things. Have a good mindset about it. Know that you're adding value to people. Know that you're contributing back into their lives and you're adding something positive to them. Because guess what? People work with people they like. And they like you, but they might not know who you are yet. So you want to make sure that they do know who you are, that you're consistent with it. Consistency is key here, my friends. And the last piece to all of this is have fun with it. Use your personality. Be friendly when you go to the door because guess what? You just might be the person that they've been waiting to talk to.